Brave warriors.
At 2:17 in the morning, the Strait of Hormuz almost disappeared. 53 Iranian Shahed 238 drones slipped into the dark. 19 smart mines waited on the seabed, and 3 cargo ships, disguised as civilians, sat in position with containerized cruise missiles aimed at supertankers carrying 4 million barrels of Kuwaiti crude. If even one layer worked, oil markets could panic before sunrise. But in less than 24 minutes, Iran's fictional Operation Zamzam was broken apart in real time by one American carrier strike group. And the center of that response was the USS Abraham Lincoln. This wasn't just a battle at sea, it was a race against global economic shock. Because Hormuz is not just another waterway, it is the narrow valve of the world's energy system. A massive share of the world's seaborne oil moves through that corridor. When it is threatened, shipping costs jump. Insurance rates surge, fuel prices rise. Markets don't wait for confirmation, they move on fear. And that is exactly what Operation Zamzam was designed to exploit. Not to defeat the U.S. Navy in a traditional naval battle, not to sink an entire fleet, but to create chaos faster than the West could restore confidence. That's the first hidden truth. Iran's 3-layer kill plan was asymmetric by design. The drones were the distraction. A swarm meant to overload radar screens, force split-second decisions, and pull interceptors away from the real threat. Behind them sat the mines, silent, patient, and deadly, waiting for tanker hulls or naval escorts to cross the wrong line. And then came the most dangerous layer of all. Q ships, civilian-looking container vessels hiding Club K cruise missiles in plain sight. That's the part most people miss. This was not a missile barrage. It was deception warfare. And deception is powerful in chokepoint battles because hesitation can be just as lethal as impact. But the USS Abraham Lincoln strike group didn't hesitate. The first clue came from AEGIS Baseline 10 and Spy 6 radar, systems built not just to see objects, but to separate patterns inside chaos. While the drone swarm pushed low and fast across the Gulf, the strike group identified the shape of the attack almost immediately. Too coordinated to be reconnaissance, too layered to be random harassment. This is where things get dangerous. Because once the drones appeared, the U.S. had roughly 11 minutes before the missile ships and mine zone could lock the strait into panic. The response was brutal and precise. SM-6 Block IA interceptors began tearing into the swarm, not one by one but in rapid sequence, destroying enough drones to break the saturation effect before it could blind the fleet. Not every drone had to be killed. That's the second hidden truth. In modern naval combat, you don't always need to destroy the whole swarm. You only need to collapse its timing. And once that timing broke, the rest of Zamzam began to unravel. Then came the seabed. Mk-18. Kingfish unmanned underwater vehicles pushed into the suspected mine lane, supported by acoustic deception systems described here as SADAF-style countermeasures, tricking bottom mines into hearing false targets and exposing their trigger logic before the tankers ever entered the kill box. Think about that for a second. The deadliest weapons in the strait were not in the sky. They were underwater, invisible, waiting. But that wasn't the full story, because the real knockout punch was still ahead. As the drone layer collapsed and the minefield was disrupted, intelligence and surveillance assets reportedly confirmed the final trap. 3 civilian-profile container ships positioned like harmless traffic. Inside those containers, Club K cruise missile systems, concealed launchers, ambush weapons disguised as commerce. That is what made Operation Zamzam so dangerous. It weaponized normalcy, and in a waterway crowded with merchant traffic, a hidden launcher can create strategic paralysis. If the U.S. misidentifies the target, it risks escalation. If it waits too long, tankers burn. So the answer had to be fast and decisive. In this fictional scenario, that answer came from beyond the horizon, a B-21 Raider combat strike, its first real-world use, executing a precision kill chain against the Q ships before they could fire. No dramatic fleet broadside, no long duel, just silent targeting and sudden erasure. 3 ships neutralized, missile layer gone, kill chain broken. And just like that, Operation Zamzam failed. But here's what most people don't see. The real victory was not the explosions, it was the message. The USS Abraham Lincoln didn't just protect 2 tankers, it protected credibility. It told allies that Hormuz can still be defended. It told adversaries that chokepoint warfare carries a price, and it reminded the world that in modern conflict, the most powerful weapon is not always firepower. It is systems integration. Radar, interceptors, unmanned underwater vehicles, stealth strike assets, and command discipline working as one organism under extreme time pressure. That is the deeper strategy. Overwhelm the front, strip away the deception, collapse the hidden layer, and never let the enemy recover the initiative. Because if Zamzam had succeeded, even partially, the global impact would have been immediate. Oil futures could spike within hours, tanker insurance could explode overnight, airlines, factories, and governments far from the Gulf would all feel the pressure. Most civilians would never hear the name of the operation, but they would feel it at the pump, in food prices, in market instability, in political fear. That is why this matters. The Strait of Hormuz is not just a military map point. It is a pressure point for the entire world. And in this fictional scenario, the line between stability and shock came down to minutes, signals, and who could see through the deception first. Because sometimes the battle is not won when the missiles are fired. It is won when the enemy realizes the trap has already failed. This is World Explainer, where power meets strategy. Subscribe to understand the world beyond the headlines.